Kids come to that club. Let's get that straight. Don't act like you didn't know anything about this. You didn't know anything about kids coming to your club. You knew exactly that kids used to come to that tavern. You knew that minors were consuming alcohol in that club. And I don't care even if in a way and out bank, but your staff, your people that represents you, the staff people that works there. What's good, people? What's popping? This is Team Money. I am back again with another video. Man, it's a sad day in South Africa. Man, you know what? I hate doing videos like this because I get really, really upset, especially when things are happening, things are not even supposed to happen. You know, like, what would you say? What would you say? It's very, very sad day in South Africa today. The victims, it's a young kids that died go Enyobeni Tarven go East London. The youngest victim was only 13. Youngest victim, only 13 years old. And why would you allow kids to come to the club? These people are all the way from 18 up to like 13. Like, who does that? Like, how do these clubs, how do they regulate this alcohol consumption in South Africa? How is this slipping through our eyes? Why is this happening? Why is this happening in front of our leaders and nobody's doing anything about it? This is just ridiculous. This is just insane. For things like this, and people are not taking an action until the last disaster happens. Are we expecting any change? Is there going to be any change after all this? What are some implementations that are going to be done? What are they going to do? What is the age limit? In Pretoria, when I used to go to clubs, it was really, some of the clubs were really strict. You know, you need to show the ID to get into the club. Like, I understand this is a tavern. You know, I don't even think that the identifications are needed to enter the tavern as it's open to the public, especially with Eastern Cape. Mara, why, as the owner of the club, why are you allowing the kids? And I don't care whether now the owner was not there or not. You know, like he mentioned, or the owner, whoever the owner is, he mentioned that he was not at the club. It doesn't really matter whether now only club or you were not there. Like this is, and let me get it straight. Okay, these people have been coming to your club as far as I know. And this is not the first time kids come to that club. Let's get that straight. Don't act like you didn't know anything about this. You didn't know anything about kids coming to your club. You knew exactly that kids used to come to that club, to that tavern. You knew that minors were consuming alcohol in that club. And I don't care even if in a way and out bank, but your staff, your people that represents you, the staff people that works there represents you. These are the image of your tavern. They knew that they were serving alcohol to young kids. And I don't care if the kids were there drinking or not drinking. First of all, the kids were not even supposed to be there. They were not. They were not supposed to be there. This is ridiculous. This has been happening over and over and over again. And I'm not even talking to this person alone. And this is in general. Most of the clubs, Yako Eastern Cape, Yako Matatiele, Yako Cockstead, these clubs, I'm talking about taverns. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking Umtata, Manfletcher. Let me tell you, like everything go Eastern Cape, Eastland, all the way up to Eastland. The clubs in Anna, they are there, they exist. These taverns, they exist. And it's a lot of kids that goes in this club, and these people that are elected from the communities, they're not doing anything about this. They're not doing anything about this. It's not like this is new. This is not something that is new that we've never seen. You know, I mean, the tragedy that we've seen, it's a lot of kids that died in the taverns before, but right now, because this caught the media attention and this was the massive, more like a massacre, I would say. Now it's catching the media, and a lot of people are catching the heat out of this. The owner of this club is not the only person who was doing this. A lot of people are doing this. A lot of club owners are doing this because all they care about is the money. You go in the club, you see a 14-year-old, you see a 15-year-old. No one says anything. No one says anything. You, the owner, you're not going to check anybody in there. because sometimes it gets really interesting. It gets to be fun. People get to have fun, and no one cares about the age. And people talking about like why where were the parents? Where were the parents? I understand why people say that. You know what I'm saying? I understand, but you have to understand that it's not always the parents. Sometimes it's not always their fault. These kids nowadays, they're uncontrollable. And that is because that their parents failed them. I mean, unfortunately, their parents failed them. Why would you allow your child? Why would you allow your kid to go to tavern while you are at home? Why would you allow that? How is that even allowed? You tell me, how is that even allowed? You you are at your house and your kid, he's at the tavern having fun, drinking alcohol and everything. How? Look at these horrific images. Look at these horrific images that are very, very, very scary. Retrieving the bodies of 21 kids that died in this club. This could have been avoided. This could have been avoided. I want everybody that worked in that club, including security and the owner, to be prosecuted because they are all responsible for the deaths of these kids. And I don't care how people think. I don't care what people think. Hore na mang ki mang, o na le hokae, o na le sio, o na le mang. This is your club. This is your club. You knew exactly what was going on in that club. You might have not known about presence of the kids in the tavern on that day specifically. You might have not known that, but don't lie to us. Don't lie to us that you didn't know that kids come in that tavern, because we can pull the receipts. We can pull the receipts. We can bring the witnesses. We can bring people from the local community, people that actually knows, people that have seen the kids in that tavern, people that have been in that kids that have been in that tavern. Because this is normal. This is normal, and this is not being regulated, especially the provinces tse kang tseneng. You know what? It was, I remember one time, Ileko Heping in the 31st of December. I can't remember which year was that. I got ass whooping. I think I was like maybe like 15 or 16. I got the ass whooping of my life from my grandmother. After that, I've learned hore ngwana mahana o jwetsa utlwa ka leqeba hopa. I can tell you that some of the kids in that club, some of them were probably like hard-headed kids that were not probably even listening to their parents. I know it's a very horrible thing to say about dead people, but let's just get the facts straight. I mean, if you're 14, what are you doing at the club? I mean, it was very, very sad. I mean, they said that there was bodies piled up on the floor. There was bodies on the freaking tables. There was bodies on the freaking. It was like a swarm of bodies everywhere on the floor. You can imagine 21 bodies lying on the floor in a small club, in a small freaking tavern. We're not talking about like a huge building. We're talking about like a freaking. We're talking about this. We're talking about this raggedy looking ass dilapidated building. We're talking about this. This is where these kids died. Very raggedy looking, very dilapidated, very, I don't even know what to say. They better shut this whole thing down, and they better shut all other clubs down. And I'm so sorry to the owner of this club. I'm sorry that I know that this club is feeding your kids probably, but unfortunately, things like this are not supposed to be happening in South Africa. We don't want to wake up to another 2021 kids dying. They must do something about the alcohol consumption, especially when it comes to minor. Very, very sad. I did not want to touch this subject, but I felt like, I was very compelled to talk about it because I was really, really upset. I was upset. I was upset when I'm thinking about it. Like, this shit has really got me really heated. It got me really, really heated because I don't understand why. Why are they allowing these things to happen? Why are they allowing these kids? Hore ba ntse ba kena dintlong tsa thitelo ya majwala? Hobaneng? Why is this still happening ka 2022? Why? Come on. This is ridiculous. This shit got me really heated. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. I don't want to end up, saying something that I will regret here that will get me canceled. I gotta go. Thank you, guys. Bye.